Hello, welcome back. For years, David Mann played his role quietly, always wearing a smile, bringing laughter, and standing beside Tyler Perry without complaint. But now, everything has changed. David has finally spoken up, and what he's revealed is shaking up how fans see one of the most powerful figures in black entertainment. Tyler Perry, known for his rags to riches rise and moral-centered storytelling, is now being looked at in a new light. And it's not flattering. According to David, the man behind the success of gospel-driven stage plays and feel-good family shows may have been using his power in ways that hurt those closest to him. For a long time, the story remained buried under smiles and applause. Now, betrayal, silence, and control are coming to light, and the truth is unraveling. David Mann, best known as Mr. Brown from Perry's productions, has always been a fan favorite, funny, endearing, and loyal. Along with his wife Tamela Mann, he helped shape Tyler Perry's entertainment empire, and for years, it seemed like nothing could shake their bond. But behind that loyalty, there was a quiet imbalance, one that left David in the background while Perry called all the shots. Tyler wrote, directed, starred, and produced everything, while David was expected to play his part without question. Many believed they were equal collaborators, but insiders whispered that the power dynamic was anything but equal. Even as Perry's profits soared, David and others remained tied to old contracts from the early days of stage plays, contracts that allegedly limited their earnings and their voice in creative decisions. And while David stayed silent, many began to wonder, was it out of loyalty or out of fear? Everything began to shift during the production of Meet the Browns, the TV adaptation that brought Perry's beloved characters into households everywhere. Ratings were strong, Mr. Brown was a hit, and fans loved the chemistry David brought to the role. But behind the scenes, David was feeling more excluded than ever. During the third season, Tyler reportedly began shutting David out of the creative process. Despite playing Mr. Brown for years and understanding the character deeply, David's input was pushed aside. Scenes he had prepared for were rewritten, moments he believed in were scrapped. One moment stood out. David had crafted a scene where Mr. Brown showed a rare emotional side, a vulnerable, heartfelt moment. But at the last minute, Perry cut it, saying it was too serious for the character. David was devastated. And it wasn't just that moment. According to insiders, ideas David contributed started being presented as Perry's solo work. Jokes, scenes, and heartfelt touches that were developed together were suddenly claimed under Perry's name alone. Eventually, David had had enough. He confronted Perry on set, saying, "This ain't the same energy we started with. You said it was about God and the people, but now it feels like it's just about control. Where do I fit in now?" Those on set recall that Perry responded coldly, emphasizing his creative control and telling David that if he had a problem, he could leave. That moment marked a turning point for David. On the surface, he kept smiling and showing up for work. But inside, something had broken. He started pulling away. Roles from Perry Productions became fewer, collaboration dried up, and David's silence became louder than any public statement. But this isn't just David's story. He's not the only one who quietly drifted from Perry's circle. A pattern began to emerge, familiar faces vanishing from Tyler's projects with similar behind-the-scenes frustrations. Cassie Davis, who played in Bam, also stepped back for long periods. Rumors suggested she, too, had concerns about the direction. Perry's work was taking less focus on faith, more edgy content, and little room for creative input. Patrice Lovely, who played Hattie, reportedly felt underappreciated, overused for laughs but not respected as a serious contributor. Even Tasha Smith, known for her powerful performance in Why Did I Get Married?, publicly spoke about fighting for equal treatment and struggling to be heard on set. In all of this, David Mann had remained the loyal one, the smiling, dependable friend who never questioned the empire he helped build. But with his recent quiet revelations, that foundation is beginning to crack. In a podcast interview, when asked about loyalty in Hollywood, David simply said, "Loyalty without respect becomes servitude. I gave my loyalty, but I wasn't always respected." He didn't name names, but fans knew who he meant. Social media exploded with speculation, with many wondering if Mr. Brown had been taken for granted all these years. What's even more profound is how faith plays into this. David and Tamela Mann have always been rooted in gospel and ministry. As Perry's work started incorporating more secular themes, including profanity and sexually suggestive content, the couple reportedly struggled with staying aligned spiritually. Tamela, known for her powerful gospel voice and unwavering faith, was more than just a co-star. She was David's strength through it all. While she rarely spoke out, those close to the couple said she knew about the tension and shared concerns about the spiritual compromises being made. Still, she advised David to walk in peace, not to lash out, not to burn bridges, but to quietly move toward what felt spiritually right. The moment went viral. Fans instantly connected the dots. Tyler Perry, the man known for gospel-rooted plays, church-centered comedies, and building black narratives, was being seen through a new lens. For all the good he's done, David's testimony suggests that there was also pain behind the laughter. And perhaps the most heartbreaking part, the final straw wasn't money. It wasn't even public disrespect. It was a promise broken. Perry once told David they'd develop a spin-off series centered on Mr. Brown. David was excited, hopeful, and deeply invested. He wrote ideas, blocked off time, and prepared. But it never happened. Instead, Perry created a new series with a different cast and similar themes, using ideas David had once shared in private. He was never contacted. He was never credited. That betrayal, more than anything, was what ended it. David didn't lash out. He spoke softly, almost like someone grieving a friendship that had died long before it ended, afraid to challenge Perry's still powerful influence. But fans are louder than ever, praising David for standing firm. Tyler Perry hasn't responded publicly. No interviews, no statements, no denials, just silence. But that silence speaks volumes. And now the question remains: will more voices come forward? Will the image of Perry shift permanently? Or will this be swept away in time?